Still in search for the perfect platform to bring your PDFs to life, whether it's a catalog, a magazine, or a brochure? Let's check out FlowPaper and see what sets it apart from the other digital publishers out there. But first, if you're new here, my name is Michelle, and I've been in the marketing game for close to 20 years now, and I love to share what I've learned and the tools that I use with other entrepreneurs. Before we take a look at FlowPaper, if this info resonates with you or if you find it helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. And if you have any questions, you could leave those in the comments. Okay, let's bring a PDF to life. All right, diving into FlowPaper, going to give you a sneak peek of what this tool is capable of and see if this makes sense for something that you might want to use. So the first thing I did was I uploaded a PDF of a brand guidelines template that I have. This is actually a template that I created. I do sell it on my online shop, so if you are in need of a template for your brand guidelines, you are more than welcome to purchase this. So we'll just take a look at what we can actually customize. The first thing I'll point out is the styles over here. You do have a few different styles so that if you want a realistic 3D draggable navigator, or if you want it to look like a hardcover with soft pages, bottom toolbar, classic flip, they've got some options for you. So if there's a little bit more creativity that you want to put into this, you have the ability to make it look kind of however you want. And it's nice that it makes it feel like a more realistic experience. So beyond just the styles of how you want that to look, they've got a lot of different things that you can do. You can change the start page. You can give your publication a title. They do have the ability to collect analytics, which I think is huge. You can also put in your Google Analytics Tag Manager ID so that you can get some more accurate data collected. So that's something that I think is a huge plus. They've got some SEO tools there and some output options. I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds. There's a lot of options that they have available that you can customize with. So just know that there's a lot of different things that you can dive into. You can also create a table of contents. You've got your page navigator over here, and then I can choose to close the document. But I'm not going to do that yet because we are still editing. So we can also customize the look and feel of everything. So if we want to, for instance, edit our background image, I can remove that. I can just go to a color. If I wanted to, maybe we make it a little bit more bright. That's probably too much, but you get the idea. It does have an intro animation option, and while we haven't previewed that yet, you will see that in the end. It does have the ability to customize with an image as well. So if you want it to look like this is on a table, that's kind of like how that intro works. And then we've got that wood grain background, and then we can drag this little bar to whatever pages that we want to preview. You can have the ability to change that title of what you want it to say. So there's an intro text, you've got the font color, and then of course you can change the font style if you want to do so. You can also customize the tool and navigation, what color you want the arrows, all of that jazz. So additionally, they've got behavior options and your link settings, your link colors. There's so much that you could literally dive into. But I want to show you the features that kind of set this apart and stand out from the other digital publishers out there. So the first thing we're going to do, and you can see I've already added a couple, but I'll show you how to add another one, is we can link to whether that be a URL or we want it to be a page. You have that ability to do so. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing is that I'm in the design mode, so I need to go to the edit mode in order to make some of those edits. So I get to choose what page I want to go on. So let's go back over to page 3, which is my table of contents. And then I have some interactive elements over here that I can add. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just link this area. We're going to have it navigate to a page number. And then I'm going to set that at, I think I have one that was 8. So we'll click that. And then I'm going to draw this box. And then that's go to 8. I can see that little preview of go to 8. I can reposition it if I need to. But that is how you would add a link to an internal page. They've got a couple of other options. They've got a hotspot link. They've got embed an image, a video, audio file. You can actually embed a URL, which I think is interesting. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let's go to a page that has a little more space to play with.
Okay, so we have this Our Promise page. Now, it's a little zoomed in. I need to zoom out. If you're wondering how to do that, I'm just going to take this little slider and I'm going to scale it back so that I can see and get a sense of the whole page that I'm working with. And then I want to know how to add a video. So let's say that you've got videos out there that are about your brand promise and you want to add that video so that you can give it a little bit more depth to that page. Then let's embed from a service. You can do a YouTube video, Vimeo, and there's probably other ones out there. And then, or if it's a self-hosted video, you could add that there too. So let me grab and paste a YouTube link for you. I'm just grabbing one of my YouTube videos just to give you an idea of what it looks like. You've got some additional options. You can autoplay the video if you wanted to, maximize the video player when clicked, open the video via hotspot. So depending on your preferences, that is something that you can choose. I'm just going to hit OK, and then I get to draw a box of where I want the video to be. So I can make it as big as I want. If there's additional content that I want to put on that page, I could leave space over at the right, but let's just fill this space right here. And then you'll be able to watch the video directly on your publication. If all looks good, let's navigate to a different page. So I'm going to fast forward here, scale out. I'm going to look for another page that has a little bit of room on it, and maybe it's this one. I thought that the URL embed was very interesting. I'm just going to show you an example. I'm going to put my website in there. I don't know if I have a good example of a use case of why you would want to do this, but I guess just know that the option is there for you. It's going to basically just embed the web page. And so I'm going to hit OK, and then I can draw a box of how I want that to look. And so that's kind of a preview of my website. I had it set to click to maximize. So once we get into the preview of this, we'll see how that behaves. But just know that you have the ability to do that. So also, if there's an audio file like a podcast or something that you wanted to embed directly into the publication, you could do that. And then obviously image, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can upload your image and then you can also link that if you wanted to do so. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. The other thing that I'll shout out is that this is responsive. So it does pride itself in being a mobile first publication. You can preview how those things will look on tablet, mobile landscape. So just know that it has taken in all types of devices and kept those in mind for a good viewing experience for your publications. So if I've gone through and I've linked things, I've added images, I've added pictures, I've added videos, all of those things, if I've got it to a place where I think it's good and it's ready to go, then all I have to do is come over to the publish button over here. And I have two options. I can host this on my own domain. So I have a custom domain that I can add, or I can let it generate its own cloud hosted, which has a FlowPaper URL. So I'm going to choose cloud hosted. I've already enabled the analytics, and something else that I really think makes this platform stand out above the rest is the lead form. So I had added it earlier, and when you go to this publish mode here, if you add a lead form, you can actually capture people's email addresses and names if you want to do that. If you don't want their first name, you don't have to, but you have the ability to get it, so why not? In order for them to read the publication, they can enter in their name. You do have the ability to let them skip to do so, or you can make that required that they put in their name and email. I think this is huge. If you're doing any kind of lead generation out there for your business and you really have great content, this is an easy way to add that lead capture form so that you can start building your email list. I think that this is probably, I would say, one of the coolest features so far for me is there's so many moving parts that are, from the technical aspect of how do you get those forms to connect them to your email platform. This is just an easy way to just add it directly onto the publication that you are promoting and then just get those leads that way. So I'm going to hit OK on that. And then you can either, if you hit continue working, that's going to go back to your edit mode. But if we hit start upload, it'll take just a second. All right, so once you have published, you can actually view online. You can copy your URL if you want to. You can also embed on your website. So if you want to grab that code, you could definitely do that. We'll hit view online. And here's a look at that intro. And then we can open up to our table of contents. And now we can see that we've got 3 links in there. So I'm going to jump to page 8 where we put our video. And then you can see that the video is right there. If I want to play it, all I have to do is click on it, and then it's currently muted, so we don't need to hear more of me. So that is how you would navigate that. If I wanted to go full screen with it, I could. So know that your viewers do have that option. And then if I navigate towards that next page, we've got that embed of my website there. So if I click that, it's also going to launch full page my website, so that if you have maybe a landing page, that could be a really good tactic of how you would want to utilize this. If you have some sort of offer that you're promoting, or you're trying to capture people's information or contact form, anything like that, you could launch them directly onto a page like this. And then we got to look for that little X modal to get out of it. So interesting thing that I don't know if I've seen in a lot of the other digital publishers. So a little something that sets them apart. But let me circle back to the desktop publisher really quick. I'm going to hit continue working. I wanted to just give you a sneak peek of what those analytics look like that you capture once they are enabled. And so you have your date range. Of course, if you're putting in your Google Analytics, you're going to get a lot more information than what goes beyond just here. You can see number of sessions and reads and clicks and time on page. Obviously, this was just published, so there's not going to be a lot of information on that. So I would highly recommend inserting your Google Analytics. But if you do want to upgrade, I'm currently on the Zine tier. It does have this option for Heatmap, which I think is really exciting. It does require a creative license. So let's just take a really quick look at the options that they have on their website. All right, this is the FlowPaper website. And as I mentioned, they do have those heat maps that you can analyze user engagement, which I think is very interesting. So if you are putting publications out there, you kind of want to know where people are navigating to and how they're viewing and what's kind of getting their attention. So a very cool thing to look into if that interests you. Let's take a quick look at the pricing. And it does have a free tier, so you are able to try it for up to 14 days. So if you are wanting to start that trial, I have a link to FlowPaper in my description, so you can always feel free to click on that to start your trial. Or you can upgrade. This has a $75 one-time fee, and you get one publisher workstation with unlimited publications, and there's no FlowPaper logo or ads. So you can do self-hosting. You can also do the cloud hosting as well. And it does include a free year access to FlowPaper services. And then, of course, you've got your upgrades from there. So it does have monthly options as well as annually, and you're looking at $145 annually. But you do get access to some of those really cool features, like I had mentioned, with the heat map analytics, as well as 2 publisher workstations. So something to look into if you think that those extra services might be of interest. So I know that was a really quick look at FlowPaper, but if you have questions, let me know. You can always put those in the comments. If there's more that you would like to see about FlowPaper, I could definitely take that into consideration and make a video on that. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.